I'm going to start to really zero in on Groundhog Day. I went back and watched The Reason Why, and it was Maggie Gyllenhaal who she connects Groundhog Day. Maggie Gyllenhaal is a perfect match to Groundhog Day in two different ciphers, and she's the only person to be in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. And Trump would go down on February 1st. He would rise on the day after Groundhog Day, which is when the movie got back started going again. Well, that was the end of the movie when he finally made February 3rd, which represents his rising day. And when I showed you how the movie marquee had Heidi 2, there was no Heidi 2. The Heidi Bowl, the Heidi game, took place on 11/17. That's why it says Heidi 2, which means the next 9/11 or the next 11/17 is what it means. Trump will be 283, 56 days old. And we know that 283, we know that 83 is murder code. He'll be 77 years, 7 months, 18 days. 777, and then 18, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6. But it's also 77 years, but focus on then 7 months, 18 days. 7/18 was when The Dark Knight came out. Porsche 9/11, Porsche 7/18. And then he would rise on the 3rd, which is when which I just showed my Bible studies. I just showed previous videos. That is when we are reading. That's what started all this. It had me go back. And I had one video that began the playlist that began on December 29th when I discovered Maggie Gyllenhaal matched Groundhog Day in two ciphers. He's going down on February 1st, and he's going to rise on February 3rd, because notice he'll be 77 years, 7 months, 20 days. 7/20 was when The Dark Knight Rises came out. Dark Knight, 7/18. Dark Knight Rises, 7/20, rising on the 3rd day. And in my part 1 video, I showed that the release dates of the Groundhog Day give us 11322 code. Well, 113 is the rising, 322 is the calamity, it's skull and bones, but 113, also known as 311 code, but it's 113. That's when One World Trade Tower opened on 113, which signifies the rising of the Antichrist. The twin Trumps go down, One World Trade Center rises. And the release date of Groundhog Day to this time frame is so again in the URL at IMDb, it's 107,048. So it's got 48, which is Donald Trump in full reduction. The movie's release February 4th, February 12th of 1993. That's February 4th, February 12th of 1993. February 4th and February 12th, 1993. February 4th. Two are big days. And then February 12th. Two are big days. All right, here we go. Notice that on the rising day, to one of the release dates, it's 113. 13. So you have 313 code for March 13th. It's 30 years, 11 months, 22 days. So you have 311 code there. These are slam dunks, is what they are. They can't miss slam dunks, is what they are. You go to the other release date to the rising day of, and I will tell you this, my Bible studies are always the day, usually the day before. So what if he goes down on Groundhog Day and rises on the 4th? It's the 4th to the 4th, which is, so if he goes down on Groundhog Day, he would go down on a Friday, the same day Jesus did. Hey, it's 8:38, y'all. 83, 38. We just passed 38 seconds. So if I'm opening the book of Revelation in real time, which is the rider on the white horse verse on February 3rd, Saturday, that signifies really the next day then it would occur. So he would just go down on Friday and rise on Sunday. Same way that Jesus did. That's what they would be doing. They would be mimicking, the anti-Jesus would be mimicking Jesus's death. So Trump to Groundhog Day is 28:3. Oh my goodness, 28:357. 357 is the amount of verses in the book of Daniel. Wow. Rises on the 4th. 777. 77 years, 7 months, 21 days. 931 months, 21 days. So you have 121 Antichrist. So, somewhere in this time frame of Thursday, February 1st or February 2nd, and then rising either February 3rd, February 4th. They pop off the page. Maggie Gyllenhaal was in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, and she comes to Groundhog Day in 2 ciphers, and the movies are direct hits. Direct hits, direct hits, direct hits. One of the release dates on 2/4/1993, 2, his potential rising day on Sunday, 2/4/2024. It's exactly 31 years even. It's 11,322 days. That's 11/3 fused with 322. That's a piece of cake. All right, love y'all.